Well, hello. I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of obsessed with this mix of parts the pendant and the pods that I picked up at Inspiration Station, and now I've used it with I Love Digi's images that Susan and Tim created. So cute. Just added a couple of googly eyes to the owl and some of those little micro beads, and the micro beads are available in so many different places, so I think I'm going to do a separate video just to show how easy it is. And look at all the little goodies you can add in there, even that tiny little light bulb. So there's a couple of other pods that I've created. Sequins, and of course many of you already have loads and loads of sequins on hand, which is a lovely way to add a little something shiny inside. So it's chilly, or it's chillier. It's 55 today, and well, right now. Yesterday was in the mid 60s. I have the sniffles. I'm not sure it's not. Pretty sure it's not a cold. It's probably some kind of allergy. I don't know. I have no idea. After work, I have to run over to Ocean State Job Lot because one of the bandages I picked up for Polly yesterday when I was out with my mom after her appointment turns out to be a fabulous fit. It's just really, really nice bandage. And it's $1.79 per bandage, per roll of bandage at Ocean State, and it's $4.49 at our local drugstore. So I could get two for less than the price of the one. So I'm going to return the one it's exactly the same brand too. So I'm going to return the one he bought at the drugstore, because I can get two for the same price. So I'm gonna probably clean them out because I've been one roll is one dressing, and it's easy on the skin for wounds that need to be dressed every day, and his does. So there you go. So that I might have to do, and while I'm thinking of it, I have to remember to pick up a pan for the pizza pan for my mom, because today's the last day it's on sale, so I have to remember to print that coupon. So yeah, a couple of things to do after work. We have loads of leftovers, so I don't think I'm going to be cooking anything tonight. Mom gave me a bunch of stuffed grape leaves because she made them, and I brought Mom and Dad, some soup, and the kugel I put in the freezer for them for when they were in Florida. And what else? Oh, and when Polly picked up some brisket for them. So we have plenty of food. I might make a little batch of hamburger soup, maybe. I have veggies and I have hamburger I need to use. I was going to make pasties, but didn't I just say I wasn't going to cook today? We'll see. We'll see how the day goes. It's really early in the day. I got up at the crack of dawn today, so I've been logged on to work for much, like I think 2 hours earlier than I ordinarily do, so I'll be able to log off earlier, which will be nice because then I can run over and do that in Manchester. And now that I think of it, I have to figure out if there's any other stops I need to make over there. So yeah, playing around. As you could see, I had an hour and a half meeting during which I just kind of put this stuff on my desk because I needed to listen, and this served as inspiration. So now I'm going to wrap this up until after work and finish up a couple of things. I have, it's kind of a lull during, between versions, or right after a version goes in, and a version just went in for a release this past Monday. So I do a lot of cleanup things, some additional code that needs to be changed, things like that. So, and it's nice when it's nice and quiet. So I got through all of my emails for while I was on vacation, which was great because now I have everything responded to, and now I have to write a instructional document, which is always, I enjoy them, but it's always funny to me because I just have to remember that when I write instructional information for anything technical, I try to use as much screen print images as I can, especially if they're step-by-step instructions. And maybe that's in part why I enjoy reading manuals. I don't mean like I read them like a book, but if there's a manual with something that I've purchased, I will read it because I know somebody took the time. I'm not going to read it in all 8 or 10 languages, but I will look through it. And I find it funny when people get irritated and that they can't do something and they haven't referred to an already provided document, which may be able to take you through step by steps. As a matter of fact, I'll give you an example. I was watching TV the other day. I must have been editing while I was doing it. Polly wasn't home, so it must have been Monday night. Yeah. He wasn't home from work yet, and I was trying to resolve an issue on the screen. All of a sudden, I changed channels, and when you input a regular channel number, when you have digital or HD, well, we have HD, it says reverting to your preferred HD setting, which is fine because it automatically takes the singular number that I put in to the digital or to the HD channel, which at this point the system should be smart enough to discern that the device that's being used is HD, only display HD channels. Don't bother with the regular, antenna or the, free signal or even the digital ones. If it's HD, why do we have we have 3 versions of the same channel? Anyway, for example, our NBC affiliate is channel 4, so you can either put 4 or is it 434, 344, something like that for the digital, and for HD it's 1004. So it's so much easier to put 4 in. So when you put 4 in, because I have the settings set to HD preference, if an HD channel exists, it automatically tunes it to it. Well, for some unknown reason, that little pop-up message that comes up, tuning to a preferred digital or HD channel, stayed on the screen, and it's not a small message, and it's blatantly over the screen, and I tried to hit exit, I tried to do all sorts of things, and it just would not work. So I did the next best thing. I looked up the information on our Xfinity, which is Comcast, to see how to clear that, and sure enough, there's an easy solution, which I took care of. Didn't require me calling Comcast, which would have been Paulie's first thing. First, he would have gotten irritated. Then he would have called Comcast, and then he would have gotten irritated following the instructions. So I got it all resolved, and it's because I read the instructions and how to resolve the issue. So whenever it's possible to try to resolve something myself, I always try it. The only thing I have not tried is self-surgery, because I'm not that smart. Or agile, or although I have a high tolerance for pain, not quite that much. So before I blabber on anymore, I'm going to return to work, get my stuff done, write the manual document that I need to with screen prints and big giant neon arrows to where the information needs to be provided, so no one can say, I didn't know. If you're saying I didn't know after you're provided instructions, it's because you didn't read. And it's a sad fact, after writing so many instructional documents, pamphlets, information, screen by screen, step-by-step instructions, I have come to the realization even the smartest people sometimes just don't read. They think that they can intuitively figure something out. Sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't. That's why there is information provided for you with step-by-step instructions. Just saying. And now I'm going to go make some. So I'm trying to use up some ground beef that we have. I put a pound of it in the freezer, and about 1.5 pounds I sauteed up, and I'm going to strain it, strain off the any residual fat. And in this bowl I have 2 carrots diced, onion diced, and are those rutabagas?
Yeah.
And 1 rutabaga diced the same size. I couldn't remember. It's one of these.
Rutabaga plays in a rutabaga field. Rutabaga plays in a rutabaga field. Pick rutabaga, pick rutabaga, pick rutabaga, pick.
I told you he was a weirdo. And parsley. But since I'm already cutting up vegetables, similar vegetables, I thought I would make pasties with half of the mix of the meat and these sauteed veggies, and half I will use for the lovely hamburger soup I made last week or the week before. I think the week before. So I have pearl onions, celery, and carrots, parsley, and dill, and I'm going to grab some garlic for the soup. I don't need garlic for the pasties. And instead of making my own dough, I'm going to use pop can of biscuits and just flatten them out a little more. to put the sauteed mixture in it. So I'm going to drain off the meat, which is on the stove, and I'll show you that in a second. And then I'm going to saute these vegetables just a little bit. Polly requested 1 potato, so I'm going to have to grab 1 potato and peel that and dice it up in the same size. Whatever mixture I don't end up using, like if it's too much, because I only have 6, actually, maybe I do have two pop cans. If there's any mixture left over, I will just put it in a pot for the soup, because that's fine. The other thing I'm going to add to the soup is a bag of corn and a can of tomatoes. So, super easy. So, let's get started. Let me show you the meat next. So there's the meat. I've sauteed it with my lovely new bamboo spoon and in this green pan. So far so good. Fingers crossed. I wash it with soapy water and only use wooden utensils or silicone in them, no metal. Hopefully it'll last, but however long it lasts, I will certainly let you know. So far so good. So I'm going to drain this off and then use half of it for the pasty mixture and half for the soup. So let me grab the soup pot so I can put that on the back burner and get that going. So I'm sauteing the vegetables, and you can come over and look.
That's perfect, I feel.
Yeah, do you think I'm a little OCD?
Yeah.
A little bit. They're all perfectly diced, or they're diced to my specifications. So that's carrots, 2 carrots, 1 potato, 1 medium-sized potato, and 1 rutabaga with parsley and dill. Yep. So the soup's on to, the soup has onion, celery, carrots, parsley, dill, half of the ground beef. I have to sneeze. I had to sneeze, but I did aim away from the food, not to worry. And then I added a can of tomato sauce and a can of diced tomatoes with basil and oregano. See, pieces. So just gonna let it saute, develop the flavors. Oh, I did put a tablespoon of beef base in here instead of using chicken or beef stock, because I'm just using what I have in the refrigerator and freezer. So in a few minutes, there's also celery in there. So celery, onion, carrots, ground beef. I'm going to go downstairs and get a bag of corn that I put up over the summer and let it simmer away. And then there's the pasty filling, which I'm going to mix together and get the pop cans of biscuits and make those. I'm probably going to bake those up tonight, and we'll have them tomorrow or later in the week. Or I'll freeze some. I don't know. Haven't decided. But this way nothing goes to waste. Pasties are getting ready to go in the oven. I have glazed them, with 1 beaten egg and a little sprinkling of sesame, since we're not using sea salt or anything like that. And we tasted the filling, and I predict this one's going to be a blowout. So they're going into a 375 oven for about, I'm going to check them at about 12 minutes, because the filling's already cooked. It's really just a pastry to bake and everything to heat through inside. So we'll see what they look like when they come out. And I did have extra stuffing, which I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with next after I pop these in the oven. These are going to be yummy. Hand pies. It's a Midwest thing. Pasties. P-A-S-T-Y, not P-A-S-T-I-E. That would be pasties. Completely different Google results. Alright, so there's the soup, and I have all this stuffing left. I better do this with 2 hands. So I'm going to put that in the soup. There you go. No waste, because I put the leftover stuffing from pasties into the soup. Let it simmer away for another 20 minutes or so, lidded on very low. Oh, I hope you could see this. There's, it's not going to focus because it's so dark over there. The stare down between Mushka and the cat, Samantha. Go ahead, Polly. Love the kitty. Oh, Mushka hates it. Her ears.
Because basically they have this feeling that I am special because I can do this. They'll say there's an opportunity for me to make money.
Oh my God, Mushka hates her. She hates her. It's because they're 2 females. Mushka feels like she's the dominant. Oh,
she is.
These are the crimes that push Vegas to up their game. These are
poor cat. She tries to be all lovey-dovey with Mushka, but Mushka could give a flying fig about her.
You had to see the cheat to catch
Actually, she chases the cat
Justice
away.
was swift, under the radar, and in the process, changes the game forever. Enter
Oh,
the
she's got her
city's
teeth out,
biggest
Polly.
moneymakers.
Was she?
Vegas.
Why do
There
you
are
hate her so much?
120,000 working slot machines, one for every 5 residents. They're called
She's
one-armed
so
bandits
jealous.
because
For every
they're
5
responsible for more
residents.
than 75
Well, the pasties are out of the oven and cooling. They look pretty yummy, don't they? And they're easy. I could freeze half of them and half of them we can have the rest of the week. And let me show you the soup. I have to run downstairs and get the corn. That's the last thing. Yummy flavor. Tomatoes. It's like a hamburger, but in a bowl. Yum. And there's the soup with the corn. So, I'm gonna let it simmer for another 15 minutes or so. And that's gonna be it. These look good, but they're really, really hot. So, that is it for us for today. Thank you so much for stopping by and keeping us company. Don't forget the thumbs up. It's free for you and it helps me out. And I will see you all tomorrow, which might be pasty day. Thanks for watching, everyone.